Bhagavatamrita by Srila Sanatana Goswami today and today's session 4. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So far we have seen the introduction to this book, a little introduction about Srila Sanatana Goswami, the history of this work, how it was handed down since the time of Parikshit, and then we began part 1. So thank you all so much for joining. Is my voice clear and audible?
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you all so much for joining. Please accept my dandavats to everyone on the call. We are continuing to see Sri Brihad-bhagavatamrita by Srila Sanatana Goswami today and today's session 4. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So far we have seen the introduction to this book, a little introduction about Srila Sanatana Goswami, the history of this work, how it was handed down since the time of Parikshit, and then we began part 1. So in part 1, which is actually about the travels of Narada to find the devotee who is the greatest recipient of the Lord's mercy, we saw how Narada Muni came across devotees like the devotee in Prayag, the Prayag Brahmana. We heard his words. Then we saw about the southern king who was a great king and a very good ruler, and we saw his words. And then we saw about Indra, the king of the heavens. So we stopped at a point where Indra, the king of the heavens, directed Narada to go and see Lord Brahma, who is the engineer of this universe, and Narada Muni hastily proceeded towards Brahma's abode, which is Satyaloka. So that is where we stopped in our previous session. Om Ajnanatirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunimitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vakam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayati Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Deenatarinam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Sesthaya Bhutale Srimati Radhanatha Swamini Nami Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Sesthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Nami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pachayatiri Shatarini Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gauravakta Vrindav Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare. So we stopped at a point where Narada Muni went and met Indra. And Indra told Narada that actually Brahma is the greatest recipient of Lord's mercy. And he also gave the reasons. Actually, we discussed this in our previous session. We discussed the reasons of Indra, why Brahma is the greatest recipient of the Lord's mercy. So in that, he gave the reasons as follows. He said, Brahma is the greatest recipient of the Lord's mercy because he is the direct son of the Lord. He is directly born from the Lord. He lives a lot longer than Indra. So in one day of Brahma, there are 14 Indras who come and go. So Indra told Narada Muni that Brahma has a very long lifespan to serve Krishna. Then he said he is the creator of all the planets and of all their rulers. That is, he appoints all the demigods. That is Brahma's job. So he is really in control, and he is able to control all the controllers. Then he says he is the universal, the chief protector of the universe, because he is establishing Vedic sacrifices and the social laws as he creates this universe. So he is actually the chief protector. Then he says he is the chief destroyer, because when Brahma goes to sleep, the entire universe is destroyed. Then he says not only all of this, on the planet of Brahma lives Lord Mahapurusha, who is a form of Garbhodakashayi Vishnu. In his 1,000-handed form as Krishna, he is accepting all the offerings made to him personally in the abode of Lord Brahma. And then finally Indra said, Brahma is an empowered incarnation of the Lord. Yeah, he is a Guna avatar. So he is the one who has the complete mercy of the Supreme Lord. So all this we saw in detail in our previous session, but then it is good to go through these statements of Indra so that we can see how actually Brahma begins to refute all these statements. So after hearing all this, Narada Muni was very, very pleased in his heart. He was so happy. He was thinking, I have to go and see Brahma, I have to go and see my father right now. He's such a great devotee. So very hastily he proceeded towards Satyaloka. Now, as Narada Muni entered Satyaloka, he heard from a distance a huge sound, and this sound was the sound of many, many great sacrifices performed by the great sages in Brahmaloka. So in Brahmaloka, very long sacrifices are conducted. There he saw the Supreme Lord in his Mahapurusha form, that is a presiding deity there. The Lord looked very beautiful. He appeared to be very satisfied, and he was decorated with crowns of matted locks. And this Lord was the very personification of sacrifice. And this Lord, he appeared with his consort Lakshmi to accept all the offerings that were given by these sages in a very personal form. He came that personally, with his personal hands, he came and he accepted those sacrifices. So not only did he appear there to accept the offerings, but he also appeared there just to give pleasure to the devotees who were waiting to see him. So he distributed the results of the sacrifices back to all the devotees there. So just like how the deity is present here in our material world, in our earthly planet, we see deities, Archavigrahas, who are present in the temple. So this most merciful form of the Lord, who is present in the form of Archavigraha, not only is here to accept worship from us, but he is also there to give us mercy, and he graces the devotees. That's why it is said that when we go to the temple, it is not that when we are going to the temple, we are seeing the Lord. That is also true. We are taking darshan of the Lord, but the Lord is also seeing us. He is also seeing us. That is very important. So because the Lord is seeing us, he is giving his mercy on us with a sidelong glance. So like that, the Lord was not only accepting the offerings, but he was also gracing the devotees by his merciful glance and by his merciful words. So the presiding deity in that world of Satyaloka, or we can use Satyaloka and Brahmaloka, they are going to use interchangeably, they mean the same. I just wanted to say a few words. Sometimes, the impersonal Brahman is also called Brahmaloka, but the word Brahmaloka depends on context. Here, when we say Brahmaloka, we mean Brahma's abode, or sometimes we say Satyaloka. Both of them technically mean Brahma's abode. Yeah. So both of them technically mean Brahma's abode. Okay? So there, the Lord was personally present in his planet, and Mahapurusha has thousands and thousands of heads and thousands of arms. And where is he described? He is described in the Rig Veda and the Purusha Sukta prayers. So you must have heard the Purusha Sukta prayer. Sahasrati, Risa, Purushaha, Sahasraksha, Sahasrapat. So like that. That is the form of Mahapurusha who is present with Lord Brahma. So when the universe was created, the very, very first sacrifice that was performed was made for his pleasure. And the Lord, from his own body, this Mahapurusha, from his own body, he supplied the ingredients for the sacrifice to be performed. This is what Sanatana Goswami says about how the Lord appeared in Satyaloka and how, for the very first sacrifice at the time of creation, he supplied the ingredients from his own body. So in Brahma's planet, this Supreme Lord, he came there personally, and as these sages were performing sacrifices, he consumed all the offerings with his thousands of arms and thousands of mouths without any hesitation. So he was very happy to go there in person and consume all the offerings. So after awarding all the worshippers the benedictions they desired, what is the benediction the worshippers desired? They actually wanted to perform more and more sacrifices. That is the benediction they wanted. Okay? So Mahapurusha, he gave them their benediction, and after the sacrifice was completed, he went to his sleeping quarters. So he had a sleeping quarters there, and he entered his pastime of sleep along with his consort. So at this time, he was no longer visible to the residents in Satyaloka once he went to his sleeping pastime. So the two principal pastimes of Mahapurusha there in Satyaloka is, one is personally accepting the sacrifices and the other is going to sleep. Sleeping is an important pastime for him there in Satyaloka. So one may ask at this point, when the Supreme Lord is present in his own planet, in Brahmaloka, why does Brahma have to go to the ocean of milk to request the Lord to descend? Remember, even in the Bhagavatam we read, before Krishna descended, what happened? All the demigods headed by Brahma, they all went to the ocean of milk to ask the Lord to descend. So one may ask, Mahapurusha is present here in Satyaloka, but why does Brahma have to go all the way there to request the Lord to descend? So, however, Sanatana Goswami explains that when Mahapurusha goes to sleep, Mahapurusha has two activities. One is accepting sacrifices, the other one is sleeping. So, when Mahapurusha goes to the pastime of sleeping, at that time, Brahma doesn't like to disturb him. He likes to give him privacy. So he doesn't enter. In fact, when the Lord goes to sleep, he is not even visible to the sages and Brahma. So Brahma doesn't like to go and disturb him. So therefore, he goes to the ocean of milk to request the Lord to descend. Okay. But however, sometimes during other days of Brahma, this is one day of Brahma, he went there to the ocean of milk and he requested the Lord to descend. But there are other days of Brahma. This doesn't happen all the time. Other days of Brahma, sometimes Brahma himself goes and asks Mahapurusha, saying that there is a need, so please descend. So these other days are also described in Harivansha Purana. So there it is said that sometimes the Lord is approached even in Brahmaloka itself by Lord Brahma and he is asked to descend. Now, one must not think that means, Krishna is only an incarnation. That means, Krishna comes only because he is an Amsha of Kshirodakashayi Vishnu or he is an Amsha of Mahapurusha. No, that is not correct again. They are like gateways. So, why they go and ask the Lord to descend, they go and ask Kshirodakashayi Vishnu, they go and request him to come, and then Krishna descends. That is because he is like a gateway. The incarnations of this world appear to be a channel. But however, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and he is there in the spiritual world. Okay? But as they come to the material world at that time, these are different channels. That's how we understand their position. Now, after the Lord went to his quarters, Brahma, he also delegated the remaining, sacrificial performances to his sons who are actually the sages, and he went to his assembly to deliberate about the management of this universe. So Brahma also, he finished the sacrifice, the Lord gave him person, he accepted the sacrifice, and then Brahma has other duties. So he went ahead to go and manage the universe. So he went to his assembly. So in the Vedas it is described that Brahma is actually the first Vedic priest and he is followed by his sons. These sons, these sages of Brahma, they teach the methods of sacrifice thereafter to the different people of the universe. So he delegated his service to his sons and he left to his assembly to manage the universal affairs. So Brahma, he went to his assembly and he sat there on a very, very beautiful throne and he was absorbed in hearing and chanting the glories of the Lord. So while he was absorbed like this in hearing and chanting the glories of the Lord, tears was flowing from all his 8 eyes. He's got 4 heads, so all the 8 eyes, tears was flowing down in ecstasy because he was so absorbed in the thoughts of the Lord. He just seen the Lord came in person. He was feeling so grateful and his eyes were wet with tears. So at that time, Narada Muni came to the assembly and he fell flat offering thy words. Because Narada Muni waited for the right opportunity. Narada Muni, he felt it improper to disturb the worship of the Lord when he came back to accept sacrifices. So he waited till the Lord left and Brahma came back to his assembly and then he offered his full dandavats to his father so that he could get some private time with his father. So he paid his full dandavats, falling flat on the ground in Brahma's presence. And then he got up and he looked at his father with so much of love and he said, it is you who have truly attained the Lord's mercy. After all, you are the grandfather, you are the master of all the living entities of this world. You create, you destroy, and you maintain all the 14 worlds. You forever rule this universe, and you are known as Swayambhu or self-born. Sometimes in the Bhagavatam, Brahma is also called as Aja. Aja means self-born. Actually, he is born from the navel of the Lord, but he is known as Aja or self-born. Brahma is actually very special. He is directly born from the Lord. There is no need of even Lakshmi Devi's womb for him to be born. So he is extremely special. He is not born from a womb actually. So here Narada says, you forever rule this universe because as long as the universe was manifest, we all know that Brahma is present. Because at the end of the lifetime of Brahma only this universe becomes unmanifest, right? So he maintains his position uninterrupted even during the partial annihilation that happen at the end of his day. So at the end of Brahma's day, there are partial annihilations, the lower planetary systems up to the Earth planet, they are all destroyed. Right? But Brahma does till the end of his lifetime. Only at the end of the lifetime, the entire universe becomes unmanifest. And there is no higher planet above the planet of Brahma. No higher material planet, I mean, above the planet of Brahma. So Satyalokas are topmost. So Narada said, the Vedas, the Puranas, and so many other scriptures, they are born from Brahma's mouth. And they are present in their personal forms in the assemblies serving him. He is the Adikavi. He is the very first authority on the Vedic literature, on the Vedic knowledge that is seen in this universe. So, who else can be the greatest recipient of the Lord's mercy? Brahma is so wonderful. He is so great. And who can attain residence in Brahmaloka? It's not that anybody can go to Brahmaloka. Even to live as an associate of Brahma, you need so much qualification. Saintly persons who have performed their prescribed duties very faultlessly, without any mistakes, without falling prey to pride and deceit, for 100 lifetimes, they become eligible for taking birth in Brahmaloka. So we can imagine, even to go to Brahmaloka, to become his associate, what is the qualification you need? Also, the Lord himself resides there with Brahma in his manifest form as Mahapurusha, and he eats there personally. He shares the sacrificial results there personally. So like this, Narada began glorifying Brahma. Who are you? You are so wonderful, you are so great. Even, he was talking about Brahma's Satyaloka, and he was talking about the position of Brahma, and he said, you alone, you are the engineer of this universe, and you are so great that the Lord's Vaikuntha planet is actually there in Brahma's egg. In the Brahmanda, there is also the Shvetadweep, that is the ocean of milk, and the Supreme Lord is present there in his own planet. Even his planet is contained within the Brahma's egg. So you're saying, the Supreme Person is so merciful to you. He's coming there and he's living personally in your universe. They're saying Brahma is so great because he also personally found the Lord. How did he find the Lord? Because when Brahma was born from the navel of Garbhodaka Shri Vishnu, we know that during the time of creation, when Brahma emerged from the lotus navel of the Lord, he wanted to see the Lord. He was thinking, what is the source of my appearance? Where did I come from? And who actually created me? He wanted to see the Lord. He searched everywhere. He went along the stem of the lotus flower trying to reach out to the Lord. He was trying to see how he appeared. He searched and he searched, and he couldn't locate the Lord physically. So then he heard a voice, Tapa, do penance. And after meditating, he was successful. He received a short vision of the Lord. So the Lord himself made himself available to his dearest son Brahma. So, and not only did he make himself available, he taught him how to create, and he personally went and stayed with Brahma as Lord Mahapurusha. So Narada said, you are surely the greatest recipient of the Lord's mercy. And he said, actually, it's even true that you're not different from the Lord, because you're appearing in various bodies for the sake of pastimes. He says like this. Actually, whatever it means, it has different meanings. When Narada Muni says that, what he actually, the correct meaning is that actually among the Lord's infinite pastimes, the Lord appears as Brahma, Shiva and Vishnu as Gunavatars of the Lord. So in that sense, Narada Muni's statement that he is non-different from the Lord in one sense is correct, because he is after all a Gunavatar of the Lord, like that. So he says you are non-different from the Lord. Now when he says these statements, he is saying a big statement, you are non-different from the Lord, right? So like this, he gives many reasons and he glorifies his Father. So when you look at all this, all the statements that was made about the Brahma, the question is, did Brahma feel happy that his son had realized his glories? Did he feel glad that his son had the right realization? Did he feel satisfaction? So this is the question. So when Brahma heard all this, interestingly, he grew very disturbed. He got very angry. His face became red. He closed his 4 ears. Since Lord Brahma is the Lord of passion, he was briefly angry. It is explained. He was not very angry when he went crazy, but he was briefly angry. He said to his son, what did you say? He said, I am non-different from Krishna. I am the Supreme Lord. What logic is there in this? Where is your authority? Where is it written? Show me proof. He asked his own son. He says, I've taught you all this since you were a little boy, because Narada Muni is Brahma's son. He said, I've taught you all the Shastras since you were a little boy. In Vedic tradition, one should not make any claim. No, a person who is read in the Vedas, well read in the Vedas or in the scriptures, doesn't make any claim that is not supported by scripture. So Brahma tried this glorification was highly inappropriate. He said, where is your proof that I am not different from the Supreme Lord? And then he began explaining. He said, I am creating, I am maintaining, I am destroying, I am a Gunavatar, everything okay. But it is not me. It is the energy of the Lord. The energy of the Lord is called as Mahamaya. Mahamaya is the personal energy of the Lord, and she stands in front of him like a maidservant. It is the Lord's energy that is creating, that is maintaining, and that is destroying through her modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance. So, if there is any credit, the credit goes to her, to the energy of the Lord, and not me. I am not doing anything. So we see that Brahma, from Brahma, we see the mood of accepting praise. And also the mood of a devotee who praises. That also we see from Narada. So when one Vaishnava, a devotee of the Supreme Lord, praises another devotee's devotional qualities, what should be the mood of one's praising and what should be the mood of one's accepting the praise? We see that in how Brahma and Narada are actually displaying that. So there's a very beautiful answer by Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj. He says, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he condemned flattery. So in the material world, people, they praise each other because they want to get something in return for that praise. So one sometimes praises a politician because he wants help from the politician's political powers. One sometimes praises a rich man because he hopes to get some money from that rich man. So when we do all this, it is called as flattery. But when it comes to praising a devotee, one doesn't have this mentality, and one shouldn't have this mentality. It should be done as a regulator principle, as given by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, just to purify our hearts. Because glorifying a devotee has this effect of purification. When we glorify a devotee, there is purification that begins in the heart. But the person being glorified should be very careful not to accept it for himself. That if he does so or if she does so, they will develop a serious indigestion. Just like when we eat, when we overeat, we suffer indigestion. That is not meant to be taken, we suffer indigestion. Or when we, another example is when we eat, when we don't have hunger and we try to eat. The food that doesn't digest properly, right? So that means we don't have any qualification. So when we don't have qualification, we accept praise, then it is indigestion. So any praise that comes, the philosophical understanding we have is that really I am not the doer. If it wasn't for the mercy of great devotees like Srila Prabhupada and his associates, for what should I be praised for? Would I even be following the path of devotional service? Would I even be able to chant the holy names of the Lord? If not for their mercy, would I be able to perform devotional service if it wasn't for the association of the devotees protecting and sustaining me? So if it wasn't Krishna in my heart who's giving me the intelligence and these abilities, giving me the power to speak, what can I do actually? So real devotees don't take credit. They give all glories to those from whom we are receiving this power, from whom we are receiving mercy. So we pass it on, we have to pass it on to the people who are empowering us, to Krishna who's giving us the intelligence. So if we keep any praise to ourselves and we think we are the doers, then it creates havoc in our heart and in our devotional service. Of course, at the same time, we appreciate the affection that the person is showing us by praising us. Why would a person come and praise us, right? Because he has some affection towards us. He's happy, he's got some affection. So he's praising us. So we appreciate the affection, but the content of what that person is saying, we actually understand doesn't belong to us, it rather belongs to the person whom it should go to. It is Krishna and it is our Guru Varga. So actually, the credit goes to these two. So in the same mood, this is what Brahma was doing. In that mood, Brahma, he said, actually nothing is happening by me, I am only an instrument. I am doing all this as a service, and it is all happening because of the Lord's energy. The Lord's energy is maintaining this. So he says all of us, including myself, including Narada Muni, and all these living entities, all these sages you see in Satyaloka, all the living entities in all the 14 worlds, everybody is subject to Maya and bewildered by the external energy of the Lord. So he says, even I am bewildered, even you are bewildered, Narada. Because of the influence of Maya, you're saying that I am non-different from the Lord. No, I am different from the Lord. And then he says, what versus Maya's influence on Brahma? He talks about this, the influence of Maya on himself. He says he's conceited, he thinks that he's the controller. Brahma begins to think that he's the grandfather. Brahma begins to think that he's the spiritual master of the universe. That this Brahma is bewildered by various kinds of false identities because of this external energy. And he begins to think that he took birth from the lotus flower that came from the Lord's abdomen. He thinks that he's a great ascetic. He did so much effort that he saw the Supreme Lord himself. And he says he's actually not really self-born. You're calling me Swayambhu, but am I really self-born? No, I'm coming from the lotus flower, from the stem that came from the navel of the Lord. So technically I am not Swayambhu. I'm really not Swayambhu. And because of this idea that I have in my mind that I arose from the lotus flower that came from the navel of the Lord, I even become proud. So there are so many faults in me. And then he says, I am continuously engaged in these duties of creation. And I become overwhelmed by duties of universal management. So this is not a sign of mercy, it's actually a sign of suffering. So even in this material world, people who have very serious material responsibility in the outside world, actually, you see, they are suffering in one sense because they have so much to do. They are not able to keep time to Krishna consciousness. So they are actually suffering in one sense, though they have power, though they have authority, though they are very busy. Still, it's actually a problem. They are really not happy. Why? Because they are not able to dedicate to Krishna consciousness. So Brahma is saying that he admits, I'm actually suffering. I have so much of universal responsibility. Then he says, I'm living in terror. Actually, day in and day out, I'm living in terror. I'm waiting for the end of this time because it is his lifetime, right? It's his Brahma's lifetime is the span of this universe. So when actually Brahma dies, everyone dies. So Brahma says, for me time is very important. I'm always living in anxiety. Actually, I don't rule the universe forever. Every day very, very, it's very important. I mean, it's going away. Time is actually eating up every day of mine. So I'm in constant fear. And Brahma admits actually all that he wants is liberation. And he says, I'm worshipping the Lord only for that. It's not for the sheer joy of devotional service. It's actually, I just want to be liberated. That is the reason I'm engaging in the worship of the Lord. Therefore, my mood is not correct. Why am I worshipping the Lord? I want to be liberated. It's not for sheer joy of devotional service. Oh, I want to do bhakti. No. I just want to be liberated. That's why I'm worshipping the Lord. That's my consciousness. But he says, I'm not received any mercy. Because I've not even understood that. So I've really not received any mercy. And about the Lord living with him, he says, so what if the Lord is living here? He's living as Mahapurusha. Yes, I accept. But the Lord lives everywhere. He's inside of everything. He's outside of everything. The Lord exists everywhere. So what is the great value of this glorification? Oh, the Lord is living here. The Lord only accepts Brahma's offerings just to uphold the Vedic principles and to show favor to the sacrifices themselves, which are born from him, which are done for the welfare of the universe. So this is not a very special favor to Brahma. Brahma was explaining. Don't think it's a very special favor that the Lord is doing. He's present here because he wants to support sacrifices. So he's present here. So Brahma says, I don't have any true devotion to him. I'm not doing it out of spontaneous devotion. Actually, the Lord not only devotion, what does the Lord lack? Right? He doesn't lack anything. But he wants the love of his devotees. So he shows his mercy to the devotees who love him. And the Lord can be realized only by pure devotional service. Actually, I don't have it. He explains like that to Narada. So when Brahma tells Narada Muni that the Lord is only interested in devotion, but he doesn't have any devotion at all, rather he only commits offenses, he says that. He says that he'll be more than happy if he just stops committing offenses and offending the Lord. So he says, I'm very insignificant. I cannot even expect to be forgiven or even tolerated for the kinds of offenses that I have done to the Lord. Maybe Lord Shiva will be tolerated for some mistakes because he is very great, he is very pure to the Lord. So Lord Shiva will be tolerated. But I cannot even think of being tolerated for all that I have done. And then he begins to explain what all he has done. So then Brahma says, first and foremost thing, he gives wrong benedictions to demons. Just like how he did to Hiranyakashipu. And what happened as a result of that benediction? He ended up doing a great Vaishnava Parad. He ended up committing the greatest offense to Prahlad. Hiranyakashipu became so powerful because of Brahma's benedictions that he was so puffed up that he went to the extent of killing his own son, who was the greatest of the devotees, Prahlad. And Brahma was also, implicated because he gave his hand to Hiranyakashipu. He gave the benediction to Hiranyakashipu. Then when Lord Narasimhadev appeared to destroy Hiranyakashipu, Brahma and his associates stood there in a fearful trance trying to praise the Lord. But Lord Narasimhadev, the Lord didn't even notice him. He didn't even give him a sidelong glance, but he accepted Prahlad's prayers and he lovingly blessed Prahlad. Then later Narasimhadev, he was very angry actually at that time. He called Brahma and he gave him an order very strongly. He said, don't give such benedictions again. That time itself the Lord warned him. So we see in Bhagavatam, chapter 10 verse 30. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Namaivam Vibho Sur Asuranante Pradeya Padma Sambhava Varaha Krurari Sarkanam Ahinam Amratam Yata. The personality of Godhead replied, who's this personality of Godhead? Narasimhadev. He replied, he said, my dear Lord Brahma, O great Lord born from the lotus flower. So he said, you are thinking that you are born from me? Just listen to me. O great Lord born from the lotus flower, just as it is dangerous to feed milk to a snake, so it is dangerous to give benedictions to demons who are by very nature ferocious and jealous. I warn you. This is the word used by Narasimhadev. He said, I warn you not to give such benedictions to any demon again. So the Lord here suggests that although Brahma is born from the navel of the Supreme Lord, he's really nothing special. He's just like any other jiva committing mistakes and offenses to the Lord. So like that, the Lord chastised him. Then Brahma said, did I learn anything from that? No. I still continue to give such benedictions to demons like Ravana. I am not even able to mention the sins that Ravana did with my tongue. He committed the greatest and the worst of all aparats, that is kidnapping Sita, the conquest of the Lord. So he says, I have a lot to learn. I am doing my mistakes again and again. Then he says about the people he appointed. He says, I appointed Indra. Indra was appointed by me. What did he do? He offended the Lord in Govardhan in past time. Varuna, he was appointed by me. What did he do? He offended Krishna, may I saying, Krishna's father. Yamaraj, I appointed him. And what did he do? He took the sons of Krishna's teacher. Right? Remember that past time where the son of Krishna's teacher, Sandipani Muni, was actually taken by Yamaraj. And then later he was returned. So Brahma is saying that was also an offense. Then he says Kudera was responsible for Shankachuda's offenses. Shankachuda, he was actually, he carried away the gopis. There was a pastime of Shankachuda, you can read in the 10th canto or in the Krishna book. So Shankachuda is a servant of Kudera. So he holds Kudera responsible. And then Brahma says, actually I am responsible because I have appointed Kudera. Like that. In this creation, he appointed leaders who made mistakes. And also, not only these great leaders, but they are also the Daityas. They are always attacking devotees. The serpents were blood relatives to Karya. They are offending everyone. Karya offended the Lord. His blood relatives, the serpents, are offending everybody. So Indra had mentioned that Brahma is so great because he appoints the rulers of this universe. Remember the reasons Indra gave initially? One of the reasons is Brahma is so great because he is in control. He is appointing all the leaders of this universe. But here Brahma turns it around and he says that this is the very reason for him to be ashamed of himself. Because he has not done a good job. Why? Because a leader has to take responsibilities for the mistakes of the team members. So it is actually the leader is held responsible. When there is a group and everyone is working, actually the devotees as in such are not blamed, but rather the leader whom they are following is actually blamed. So that's why Brahma says it's my responsibility. I have done a mistake. It's not their mistake. They have done a mistake, but you cannot blame them. Rather, I have to be blamed for whatever has happened. Like that, Brahma takes responsibility. Then Brahma says, but worst of all, recently, what did I myself do? I'm talking about the delegated members. But what did I do? I stole the cowherd boys and cows. Personally, I did this mistake. Later, when I saw that Krishna, he himself manifested as the cowherd boys and calves, I was totally amazed. And Brahma, suddenly realizing the seriousness of this offense, he got afraid. And when he came to offer prayers after that, the Lord actually ignored him. This also we can read in Brihad-bhagavatamrita, how the Lord actually didn't even care for Brahma when Brahma came and he offered prayers. But Brahma explained that later, in spite of all of this, he became very joyful in heart because he felt that he was very fortunate to see the beautiful land of Vraja, Vrindavan, with all its devotees, and the beautiful form of the Lord as a cowherd boy. How many people can see that beautiful form? Brahma was saying, yes, I was chastised by the Lord. I made a mistake. I went and offered prayers. I was really not very, the Lord kind of ignored me. But still, what opportunity I got. I got to see the beautiful form of the Lord as a cowherd boy holding a handful of yogurt rice, that too from someone else's plate. He is used to seeing the Lord as Mahapurusha, who is accepting offerings there, personally coming. The great rishis and the sages are offering sacrifices and he's coming and personally eating there. That is one type. But here he's seeing the same Lord in a different form. Simple cowherd eating from someone else's plate. So he's thinking, I saw that beautiful vision, I'm so fortunate. But then Brahma said, right after that, I had a fear that I would commit more offenses. So I left Vrindavan very, very quickly. Because I was scared of committing more offenses, I left Vrindavan very quickly right after that. Now that has some inner meaning. That is about the etiquette in the dham. Brajabhumi is a place of the Supreme Lord where the Lord has intimate dealings with his dearmost devotees. So materialistic persons generally should not stay there for too long. The time frame should be such that they should stay long enough to gain transcendental benefit from the contact of the holy Dham and the devotees there, but not long enough to become, offensive to the Dham. You just get so used to the Dham and you think, oh, this is like any other place, and you begin to get offensive towards the Dham and its residents. So you should stay in Vrindavan only for the right amount of time. This is Brahma's realization. So Brahma had his realization, and at that time, he had this very true realization that he is nothing special. He's just like one of the other jivas, and he knew his shortcomings. He's capable of making mistakes again and again, and he returns back to resume his duties in the management of this universe. So he didn't stay back in Vraja. Like this, Brahma, he gives various reasons to Narada, and he refuted each and every point of Narada's praise as was told by Indra. So Indra gave a set of points, and Narada came and praised Brahma based on those points, and Brahma clearly refuted everything. Then Brahma finally said, in this universe actually, I see no object of the Lord's mercy equal to Mahadeva Shiva. He is famous as the dearest friend of the Lord. So he points to a devotee who is greater than himself. So Brahma says, I am not the recipient of the Lord's mercy. Actually, Mahadev is the recipient of the Lord's mercy. So we were discussing the psychology even in our previous session about how the devotees, they always, what they do is they don't really say, oh, devotees are the greatest, Brahma protect us. But Brahma, he's trying to see from his point of view. So at his level, or rather I won't even say his level, or his frame of experience. So he's also a controller, he's also a Gunavatar, and he's trying to compare and say that someone else is, when you say someone else is better than me, he's seeing from his frame of his experience. So he's saying actually Shiva, okay, Shiva is also a controller, but he sees that Shiva has so much devotion as compared to me, and he receives so much more mercy of the Lord than me. So that much only they are able to see. So this is something that we discussed even in the previous session. Just wanted to make that point again, because Brahma points actually to Shiva. He doesn't point to someone who's higher. Okay? And he says that he is the greatest recipient of the Lord's mercy. Now, what we'll do is, we'll just say the points, what Brahma is saying, but we will not delve into the points. That we'll do in our next session. We will discuss that in length in the next session. But I will list out the points given by Brahma why Lord Shiva is the greatest recipient of the Lord's mercy. We'll list the points and we will discuss it in our next session, because Lord Shiva is a very big topic. It will go on and on. So we will do that in the next class. But I'll list the points now. Brahma says that Lord Shiva is the greatest recipient of the Lord's mercy because, one, he is the dear friend of the Lord. Second, he is intoxicated by Krishna's lotus feet, and therefore he has no interest in ruling the universe or any kind of sense gratification or the normal rules of life. He mocks materialists like me by appearing naked with garlands of bones and ashes on his body. He tries to hide his glories. He is very prideless. He carries the Ganges on his head. And what is Ganges? Ganges is the water that is washed from the lotus feet of the Lord. He destroys the universe. He and his wife can give liberation that even Brahma wants. Everyone on his planet is liberated. By his mercy, many people have become pure devotees. To think he is different from Lord Krishna is a great offense. However, and this is explained by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, but still, Brahma says, the Lord tolerates offenses against himself, but not against Lord Shiva. And the Lord, every time he takes personal interest in saving Lord Shiva, he intervenes, he tries to save him. One example is when the demon Tripurasura, he attacked Shiva. The Supreme Lord actually takes a lot of interest in dealing with Lord Shiva's problems rather than the way he takes interest in dealing when Lord Brahma actually gave benedictions to Hiranyakashipu. So there are some comparison that Brahma later makes and he explains this. So like this, he begins to glorify Shiva indifferently. He says he's so great, he's the greatest recipient of the Lord's mercy, he's a very humble devotee, he's prideless, and the Lord always shows him some special favor of him. So, like this, Brahma, he says, in fact, he took up, Lord Shiva, he even drank poison when Lord Vishnu wouldn't drink it. So Vishnu actually delegated the job of taking up poison to Lord Shiva. Vishnu, when he came, during the Kurma incarnation, during the churning of the ocean, the Supreme Lord was holding up the mountain from beneath. He was on top of the mountain. He was also pulling the rope. He was everywhere. But when it came to drinking poison, he delegated the job to Shiva. So Brahma was explaining all this. How fortunate Shiva is, he got this mercy. Like that. And then the Puranas also sing of Vishnu's mercy on Lord Shiva. The Puranas are filled with that. Even our own Brihad-bhagavatamrita. Like that, Brahma, he began listing out several points. But we have to see these points in detail and see the logic behind it in our next session. Now it's time for questions, comments, and realization. Please go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Thanks, Preethi, Lakshmi, very, very nice relation. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
I also have this understanding that they are prone to doing mistakes. They cannot take that off. They are making mistakes. Though it is Leela, yes, everything is Leela. They are, like a kind of game where they are made to do it. All that is understood. But then they are reflecting about themselves. They are saying that they are not perfect. They are actually making mistakes. They are bewildered by Maya, actually. That is true. They are coming under the control of Maya, right? So that is what he explains here.
So, Mataji, so here what I understand from the essence of the whole thing is how humble a person can be, even in a huge position. So much of humility in him, and he's listing out all. The Lord is listing out all his errors one after the other. And where are we? I mean, just
correct. Very true, Mataji. That is so true, and that's what we learn from them. Actually, compared to them, we say humility, but really we have nothing when compared to them. To be big and to be humble is actually very difficult. To be small and be humble is not so difficult.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kalika Mataji. Nice, very nice discussion.
Thank you so much, Preethi, Vilasini Mataji. Such a beautiful class, wonderful answers. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Kirtida Sundari Mataji, for all this being encouraging. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Yes, Mataji. That's a slow process. Yeah. And I also feel the same. It's a very gradual, slow process. It will take time, but we have hope. Yes, Mataji.
Absolutely. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Preethi Mataji.
Dandavat, Mataji.
Yeah, I have a couple of questions, but just to follow up on your conversation just now.
Yes.
Yeah, one thing is, well, the last thing that Mataji mentioned was, about forgetting, yes, we learned the lessons during the class, but then after a few days, then we slip back into our old mentality. But that just shows the necessity for the association of the devotees, because if we stay in the association, we forget, because we're in the association, the association will keep reminding us,
Mm-hmm.
And so this is why the association of devotees is so important, because Krishna knows that we will learn and forget and learn and forget and learn and forget. You know, so association is here to keep reminding us, as you have done in this class. You know?
Very true. Very true. Keep associating. Very true.
Yeah, to keep the reminders coming. You know, yeah, the association coming.
Yes,
and also, when you're talking about humility and honesty, you remind me that, you know, I know I've many times said in the past, humility defined actually as honesty. You know, some people do give honesty as the definition for humility. Because, you know, all you have to do really is look at your qualities, both good and bad, and be honest about them.
Yeah.
The good qualities, if you're honest about the good qualities, then you will recognize that you got them from some place. You know, they didn't start with yourself, so you can't be proud of something that you're not the source of. So you can be honest about your good qualities, and that will yield humility. And you can be honest about your bad qualities. When you see the bad qualities in yourself that you would like to change, that also will give you humility. So whether you're honest about your good qualities or your bad qualities, you'll end up with humility.
Yeah, very nice. So beautiful.
Anyway, I do have a couple of questions. One is, when you were making this point about Satyaloka, there was some interruption, some confusion on the line, so I couldn't grasp everything you were saying. I think you were saying something like the definition of Satyaloka depends on the context. One is that Satyaloka is synonymous with Brahmaloka, right?
Yeah.
And then the other, is there another definition?
Sometimes Brahmaloka is also referred to the impersonal Brahma Jyoti. That also, in some places, depending on the word, it also means the impersonal Brahma Jyoti, sometimes known as Brahmaloka or Siddhaloka, like that. But again, it is not, we should understand it from context what it means. Brahma's planet is also known as Brahmaloka, like that. We have to understand it like that. So that's why generally devotees we like to use Satyaloka because it's more clear. We try to use that word, but it's not necessary that everywhere it will be written only as Satyaloka.
Okay. And the other question was, Lord Brahma was explaining how he made bad decisions in giving boons to people like Ravana and Hiranyakashipu and others. But I was confused about that because my understanding is that, the demigods, not that they decide whimsically whether to give boons or not when people propitiate them. It's like, it's practically like they're obligated, to, if a person worships them, then they're obligated to give them, if they worship properly, they're obligated to give the boon for which they are propitiating these demigods. So I didn't understand how Lord Brahma was really at fault for giving what I think he was obligated to give.
Yeah, he was obligated in the sense if a person does a particular sacrifice or a particular austerity in a prescribed manner, the way it has to be done to please a demigod, yes, that demigod becomes pleased and he becomes obligated to give. But then Narasimha, he says that you should be very careful, in the sense you should know to judge whether this is going to, it's like, what I could understand, I can explain, but then of course others can pitch in. So what I see is that, Narasimha was telling Brahma that don't have this short vision. Try to see the implications, try to see what will happen after that. Like it's like then don't attempt, try to think twice before you do something. See the long-term implications of the boon that you're giving and then think about it. So this is the advice, or rather Brahma could have done something else that maybe he could have gone and approached the Lord earlier. There could have been some other options which he could have thought of, which I don't know. I'm just throwing out options and I'm only speculating. But what I'm saying is maybe the Lord is suggesting that maybe you could have thought about the results, what all effects can happen, and then you should think and then do boost. Even if you're pleased, even if that person is doing these austerities perfectly, maybe there's some more thought could have been put into the process. So this is what I understood, Mataji. Even I also had this kind of a question, but then this was the only answer I could think of. But if anyone wants to add or comment, then go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because my problem is still, what was his, if he even is supposed to think about the consequences, what was the range of his options? I don't know what the range of his options were in satisfying, reciprocating the worship,
See, one thing, like for example, I'll give you one very, remote example. Like for example, Dhruva Maharaj. Okay, so Dhruva Maharaj was performing great austerities, and and the entire world was shaken, right? So the entire world was shaken at that time. All of them immediately they thought of Vishnu only. They all went and they asked the Supreme Lord to help, and then the Lord went and he helped. So like that, they could have asked, this is only again a speculation, maybe it's not written anywhere, but maybe they could have asked the Supreme Lord to intervene and give them an idea to solve the problem. Right?
Yes.
They could have. Yes. Yeah, but he thinks that he becomes, to an extent, his glorification affects us. So when we are, someone is glorifying us non-stop, offering prayers to us and not doing so much austerities for our pleasure, yes, we think we are in control and we give the benediction. Right, like just like authority. When someone is constantly asked for something and we are in authority, we are in power, we give the thing saying that okay, you do it. You're empowered. I give you the empowerment because we think we are the controller. So that such a thing comes in our heart. At that time, we don't think, okay, let me ask my Guru Maharaj and then I'll get back to you. That doesn't come.
Yeah.
Doesn't come.
Yeah, which is an aspect of humility also.
Yeah, it is also an aspect of humility. Humility is very deep.
Yeah. Multifaceted also.
Yes, multifaceted. Anyone wants to add to this or comment on this?
Hare Krishna.
Anyway, method.
And in Golden Lila pastimes, when Nanda Maharaj, he sees that everybody is preparing for this sacrifice for Indra, and so then Krishna says, but he speaks about that philosophy that, well, you should do karma, then you have to get. And whoever, like you doing this farming and all this, and you need rain, so then you perform sacrifice, then he's obliged to give. The thing is, then Krishna says, but it's his duty in this duty to give rain, proper time, so then give you. So it's not that he's not doing any favor to you like that. So like, according to karma, he has to get the result. That's what it says. Because they perform the austerity to please, so he has to get the benediction. But that was nice comment that somebody said, maybe you said, that they don't, let me find out from the Lord, what should I do? this devotee has burned into serving austerity and wants its boon. What should I do? So that is also right. But when they do the austerity of do the sacrifice and things like that, this is all karma kanda.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
The devotional service is not like that. That God gives us His own self, When we do have to become 100% pure, then it is like a Radharani and Gopi. Krishna says, I cannot repay for your services. So Krishna becomes indebted. And that's a very great. It's not that we want, I just want that I want Krishna to be like that. I'm not so pure. But we just do our service, our duty is to do this, and we do it for the pleasure of Krishna, like that. That's what we do.
Yeah.
But one who has a desire for material things, then they have to have that. Otherwise, they will. If the demon performs austerity and if he is not given a boon, then he become more dangerous and more suffering for all the other victims. So then maybe just thinking like that, then they give benediction.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or better.
Whatever you're saying is very, very true, and that's what the demigods feel actually. That's what we feel. That's how they end up giving benediction. That's how they feel. They feel, okay, what else can I do? I'll give benediction.
Yeah. Like somebody does for something, for me, then I should feel indebted and to give something or do something for that devotee person or whoever, like that. That's how the reciprocation. And in Gita, also Krishna says that you do perform the yajnas, that satisfies the demigods, they will give you what they need it, And it's not that all devotees only do that. Demon does it, and demon's desire is not like reaching the human or like to help all the humanity or all the people, all the jivas, like that. So, but they get the benediction because they have to get something. And then they get more inimical.
Yeah. Yes, Mataji. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching.
Very, very wonderful. You are very wonderful. Very nice. You explain and give information. And I just like this. Well, Ramayana also, I like Ramayana when you did that. It was very wonderful. Whatever you're doing is nice. Wonderful. Just like nectar.
Very thankful to you for Madhaki Mataji. Thank you for that encouragement and thank you for the love that you give all of us on this call.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Will it be every Monday also?
Yes, I'm thinking we'll do every Monday hereafter.
Yeah, that's good.
Krishna will end you.
Yeah, mercy. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji.
Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Are you intending to do the entire Brihad-bhagavatamrita?
Yes, Mataji. We're thinking, actually, just I was thinking maybe we can do every Monday now.
Excuse me, say again?
Yeah, so I was thinking, yes, the entire Brihad-bhagavatamrita every Monday hereafter, as much as possible, Krishna willing, every Monday is possible. Yeah, the entire Brihad-bhagavatam.
Okay,
Book 1 and book 2. So, yeah.
But there's also the third volume is The part 2 and 2 parts, right?
Yes. Totally 2 parts. The first book is first part, and the second and third book is the second part.
Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you so much for, as usual, really well explained class.
Thank you so
Looking
much.
forward to so happy everyone doing this.
Thank you, Gaurangi Mataji. Thank you so much for your presence, blessing.